Good morning to you and thank you for joining us. Happy Friday to you. I'm Louisa Lee here to update you with what's happening around the world. 早安，你好，欢迎收看 Louisa 报报，每天给你最新最有趣的新闻。And we start off the news with the Apple CEO Steve Jobs' recent resignation announcement. In a letter to Apple's board of directors, he wrote, "I have always said if there ever came a day where I could no longer meet my duties and expectations as Apple CEO, I would be the first to let you know. Unfortunately, that day has come." Apple CEO Steve Jobs 向董事会提出了辞呈，也建议可由 Tim Cook 接手执行长职位。Jobs has been having serious health problems for the past few years. He was treated for pancreatic cancer in 2004, and he also underwent a liver transplant in 2009. The announcement of the end of his extraordinary career didn't exactly came as a shock, but the young and the old tech lovers are bothered to see him leave his chair as the businessman with a creative mind. From a college dropout to one of the greatest innovators in the history of modern capitalism, as one New York Times columnist calls him, Jobs is the heart and soul of the firm. Jobs has recommended COO Tim Cook to fill his big shoes, while Jobs has asked to remain as chairman on Apple's board. Jobs left his post with some inspirational words. "Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do." Now taking a look at the price of gold, as the market is slowly bouncing back from fears about the global recovery and euro debt crisis, the gold price has dipped a good 9.3% after hitting a record at $1,913 per ounce on Tuesday. After the Asian shares turned for the better on Thursday, the price plunged to $1,738. Gold is regarded as a haven investment when the economy is not reliable and uncertain. 金价之前创下$1,913的历史新高，但已经连续跌了好几天。礼拜四的价钱是$1,738，跌幅达到9.3%。And Chile is facing a nationwide shutdown with people demanding fundamental changes in society. Protesters have clashed with the police while causing an estimated $400 million financial loss due to today's strike. Chile 面临为期2天的全国罢工，抗议民众要求政府提出有效的改革，让人民的生活更好。
Thousands of Chileans take to the streets of the capital Santiago to demand greater social spending by the government. It's the first day of a 2-day national strike called by Chile's main umbrella labour union. The strike comes in the wake of huge demonstrations by students wanting free education. But demands now go beyond educational reform to include calls for a new constitution, a revamped tax system and higher salaries. In short, that the government uses more of its copper wealth on social spending. Meanwhile, a group of students have ended the hunger strike they began 37 days ago to call for more affordable and improved education.
In light of our relatives' and closest friends' concern and anguish over our progressively more critical state of health, we've made the following decision to set aside the hunger strike.
But for the students, the battle is far from over.
We feel that we should be whole to continue the struggle that has yet to end. Through all of this, we demonstrate our rejection to the government, which has maintained an intransigent position.
While Chile's economy is booming, many people don't feel they are sharing in an economic miracle fueled by high copper prices. According to a recent poll, President Sebastián Piñera is the least popular leader since the end of General Pinochet's rule 2 decades ago.
In related news, besides catching Zookeeper and Melancholia in theaters, you can also check out the Dutch film Black Butterflies, which depicts the turbulent life of South African poet Ingrid Jonker, played by Carice Van Houten. 这个周末在台湾上映的新片还蛮多的，除了《全民禽兽》、惊悚末日之外，还有这部关于南非女诗人 Ingrid Jonker 的电影。片中描写她与她的爸爸以及情人之间的复杂关系。
Why do you openly disagree with my political views?
Because I do.
Directed by Paula van der Oost, the film portrays Jonker's dramatic relationship with her father. It is the era when South Africa was under the system of legal racial segregation, in which her father is a strong proponent as the country's Ministry of Censorship. Jonker opposes the regime through the words in her poetry, and her relationship with her father intensified with their different beliefs. Jonker wrote her poems in Afrikaans, and her works have been translated into various languages. As an iconic figure in South Africa, Jonker is often referred as the South African Sylvia Plath, who was admired for her ideas and expressions, but struggled to live a happy life.
Don't worry, Pa. I've got it all inside here.
Ingrid, I love you. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. Why did you do that?
You've got my heart, Jack!
You don't have a heart.
All I wanted a home. That's all I've ever wanted. It's just a place to feel safe.
Look happy, Mommy.
I never want to see you again.
I want to become the child in your poem. I want to raise my fist and shout Africa.
She was both a poet and a South African. In the midst of despair, she celebrated hope. Confronted by death, she asserted the beauty of life. Her name is Ingrid Jonker.
And that is all the time we have for this edition. I am Louisa Lee. Happy Friday to you, and we'll see you back here next Monday. Now stay for Baoziwan to find out what's going on around the island. And hey guys, thank you for joining us back here for the latest entertainment scoop. Movie star Al Pacino and his little friends, the original cast members of the 1983 epic crime film Scarface, have reunited in Los Angeles at the premiere party for the first ever Blu-ray edition. The gangster drama was not an instant hit 30 years ago, but it is now considered to be one of the most iconic films of the 1980s. 经典片八面煞星 Scarface 要在9月推出 Blu-ray 的 DVD， 而主角 Al Pacino 跟其他的演员都参加这次发行的庆祝会，谈谈他们对这片的记忆。看来这部经典片的影响依旧不减。
Scarface, directed by Brian De Palma and written by Oliver Stone, tells the story about the legend of Cuban drug trafficker Tony Montana, played by Al Pacino, who shot his way to the top of Miami's drug underworld only to be consumed by the greed of his own ambition. Nearly 30 years after its box office release, the film is still not getting old.
I am surprised, but after these many years, you sort of get used to it. You know, you expect you're picking up your kids from school, and their 8-year-old friends are saying, "Hey, say hello to my little friend." You know, you're saying, "Well, you're not allowed to see that picture." You know, but you grow used to it.
Even though the Rags to Riches film received mixed reviews and opposition by Cuban community for linking them with drugs and gangsters, it has since grown to become a pop culture classic.
The first few years of it, I thought, "What is this? Why is this happening?" But then there's been a lot of speculation about it, and there's this book, Scarface Nation. I don't know if you know of it, where the guy talks a whole book about it. And then there's the rappers and the hip-hop people who really embraced the movie, and there's a video of them talking about it. They really articulate what it is, what it means. So, you know, you see, yeah, it's got a, it's got an afterlife.
Actor Stephen Bauer, who played Tony Montana's loyal friend, Manny Rivera, remembers how the filming always seemed to be pushing the limits.
These are really, really wild scenes, you know, one after another, and that's what the movie has, is that every scene has this commitment to this, like, wildlife, you know? So we went all the way, and now it holds up.
Scarface will be available on Blu-ray September 6th, and fans can also get bonus features, deleted scenes, and commentary on the history of the movie.